Here we go. Let's reload, shall we? Overnight tonight, we'll go down into the mid-70s. There will be a 20% chance for a shower overnight. That could happen. And for tomorrow morning as well. You know, you're heading out the door and all of a sudden you're like, what in the world is that? But it's not going to be anything significant. Tomorrow afternoon, sure. Yeah, we're going to have another interaction with the sea breeze blowing in off the Gulf and enough moisture in the atmosphere to just start bubbling up some showers and some thunder showers. Not as significant as today. Today was a clash, a collision between two separate boundaries. You had the sea breeze boundary coming in off the Gulf, and then you had another boundary, basically the refuse from thunderstorms off around Corpus Christi, and that boundary came down when those thunderstorms died, and those two collided over the valley. That's why we ended up with a big old slug of thunderstorms moving south across Hidalgo County today. But tomorrow, it should be just your good old-fashioned generic afternoon sea breeze stuff. So nothing to write home about, but it's always interesting. East-southeast wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, where you're driving down the highway, everything's fine, all of a sudden, whoosh, it rains for about 2 seconds, and then done. All right, it's going to feel like 100 to 102, 103 across the valley tomorrow. That's not crazy hot for us, but still, it's enough that you need to make sure the pets have shade and water, and you need to drink water and take breaks and blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff. You know, I can, remember some days, in past summers where, we'd be feeling like 110, 115 for days. So at least we're not there, thank goodness. Rain opportunities each afternoon, anyone? Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, every afternoon the sun heats the valley, the air rises, the cool air comes in off the Gulf, and pow, you end up with that sea breeze blowing in and granting us the opportunity for some showers and thunder showers in the afternoon. So that process is going to continue. Lather, rinse, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat, going on through the upcoming weekend and into early next week. Storm Prediction Center says, no, not expecting severe weather out of this, certainly not widespread severe weather. Can't rule out the isolated shot, but widespread is not expected, just general rain and rumbles. And that happens day after day after day after day, right on down the line. But this time of year for that, so no big surprise. How much rain could we see overall between now and Saturday? Well, 1/100 of an inch to 1/2 inch. That's not very much, but we could certainly see higher amounts possible locally. It was spotty. And the weekend forecast shakes out like this. Do not cancel your plans for sea breeze showers. No, don't do that, because they're patchy, as I said, and you're liable just to see it in the distance and wished you hadn't canceled your plans. The tropical snapshot has Hurricane Erin continuing to make that arc along parallel to the U.S. and then moving on off to the North Atlantic. Let's hope so. And then you've got the next couple of little ditties here. One off the coast of Africa has a 30% chance, but it's so far away. Let's wait a few days for that to cook. And then the next one in the south central Atlantic, moving on up toward the western Atlantic in open water. Nothing to threaten the valley at all for the next 7 days. Speaking of 7 days, the forecast, lots of sun, a few puffy clouds, and a daily dose, the opportunity for an afternoon shower.